As a busy mom and dairy farmer, I'm always looking for ways to support my family's health as well as my own, and I absolutely love Wonder Cow Colostrum. It's packed with essential nutrients, great for supporting gut health, boosts immunity, and promotes overall wellness. Whether it's for me, my kids, or anyone looking to stay strong and healthy, Wonder Cow is my go-to daily supplement. I've been taking it for a year now, and it is irreplaceable in my daily routine. If you want to experience the amazing benefits of Colostrum too, you can use my special code, DairyGalVal, at checkout for a discount. Give Wonder Cow a try, and you will definitely feel the difference.
Hi, welcome to the Dairy Hour podcast, where rural charm meets personal growth. Join us as we milk every moment for wisdom, self-improvement, and mental wellness. I'm your host, Val Lavigne, a rural dairy farming mom with a passion for filling hearts while never forgetting to fill my own cup. Get ready for insightful conversations, empowering tips, and a splash of fun and laughs, of course. Let's cultivate growth, nourish our minds, and embrace the journey together. This is the Dairy Hour podcast, where every episode is a breath of fresh air and the inspiration you need to be your best self.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of the Dairy Hour podcast. I am your host, Val Lavigne, and I am joined today with Erica Diepersloot. Oh my gosh, I already messed it up.
That's okay. I'm still learning, and we've been married for 10 years. Diepersloot.
Diepersloot. Okay.
Very, very Dutch last name.
I went to say it, and then I second-guessed myself, and I guess that's where I ran into the problem.
No worries.
Oh my gosh, I'm terrible. At least I tried.
Yeah.
With that. And Erica is one of the owners of Wonder Cow Colostrum. And if you've listened to the podcast before, you've already heard me talk about it because it is something that is part of my daily routine and I love it. And I think I've been taking colostrum for over a year now and it's a staple. It's there. Definitely one of my 2025 must-haves every day. So with that, Erica, if you want to just give a brief overview of, who you are, where you're from, that kind of thing.
Yep. So my name is Erica Diepersloot, and my husband and I live in Central California, right in the middle, and we have 4 little kids and founded Wonder Cow. We said it was established in 2021 because that's when we had the brand and everything, but we were live selling online in April of 2020.
Awesome. It's amazing how long these things take to come to fruition.
I know, it really is. And it's also crazy. My husband is he's the brains behind founding Wonder Cow, and I'm just the wind beneath his wings. But in a husband and wife relationship, sometimes that's how it works. And we're very thankful that it has. But he had written in his college binder that he wanted to bring a product that's good for people in general in his college notebook, which was in 2013. So the dream has been there for 10 years. And now, here we are.
That's wonderful. And you guys also have a dairy farm?
Yeah. So ironically, I was born and raised on a dairy farm in Central California also. And my husband, I didn't mean to grow up on a dairy and then fall in love with a dairyman. That was just happy coincidence. They are different and even in different areas of the Central Valley. But yes, my husband is now running the dairy farm that his dad had built back in 2000. So nope, in 98. So he is now running that. And then we have an amazing management team who can run like the day-to-day work. And he can oversee the high level business stuff, but then have the bandwidth to launch a company like Wonder Cow.
Awesome. And you want to give a brief synopsis of the dairy, like how many approximately are you milking, that kind of thing?
Yeah. So we actually have a few different dairies. So my father-in-law had started building with one, and then he built another, and then we merged another one with that. So now there's kind of 3 dairies right in Madera, California. And then my brother-in-law, my husband's brother, is also partners on the dairy. He built another dairy in Colorado. So I have now 2 separate entities. My husband kind of overseeing the California side, and then his brother overseeing the Colorado side. And and they're all Holstein cows. They are milked 3 times a day. Yeah, it's been...
How many total cows are there between the facilities?
There's about 11,000 in California and then 4,000 in Colorado.
That's awesome. It's great. It's neat to see the differences. Like, you say 11,000 and that's not like a huge herd size for where you are in California, if my memory is, correct. But for like me from upstate New York, that's like huge. And I know that it's really great. And this is just my dairy farmer pedestal, but, it's great. Like to have such varying herd sizes. Like we only milk 140 to 170, depending on the day in New York State. And, it's just really cool to know that you guys are out there milking, would you say 11,000 cows, and just knowing that those cows are still taken care of just to the utmost best that they can be, just on those 2 vastly different herd sizes. So that's really cool. And it's just the differences in the regional areas and the dairy farming and how that goes it's just a neat comparison.
Yes, and I appreciate you recognizing that although they're so different, it's almost comparing apples to oranges, right? Like dairying in California and Colorado is different than dairying in upstate New York. And the fact that we can still run these businesses as the family-run operation, and they are so cared for, but we've had to be very efficient with the business model, and we do have an incredible management team that we are so thankful for. Yeah,
100%. Yeah, that's one of my pedestals, and I even get that, and like there's dairy farmers that like go against dairy farmers and say stuff like that about like larger farms, and I'm like, it's a completely different world. First off. And, someone in New York, we don't have the land base here to have that many cows, even if I wanted to. There's so much suburban, urban sprawl takeover that I would have to go hundreds of miles to be able to find enough crops to feed 11,000 cows in upstate New York. Like, it's just crazy. It's just, someday I need to get out to the Central Valley because I've heard such neat, fascinating things from out there. So it's on my bucket list. Just need to get the opportunity to get out there. But so I want to kind of go backwards a little bit and talk about you growing up. Okay. So let's rewind. You grew up where?
So Tipton, California is right in the Central Valley. And I did grow up on a dairy. I'm one of 4 girls. And my parents were really great about pretty much the dairy was my dad's dairy. But he liked to have us involved just to build the value of hard work and all of that. So sometimes it felt like he was creating jobs for us because he just wanted us to learn, the back-breaking work of scraping stanchion lines, for example. But it really was an amazing place to grow up in the middle of the country and to have space. Yeah, like you have kind of alluded to, the whole Central Valley really is an amazing community, and it's very family oriented, hardworking. And yeah, so that was my background. But when I graduated high school, I didn't really think that I was going to stay connected to the dairy and the dairy industry. I went to college down in San Diego and then got a job with technology sales up in the Bay Area. So those were worlds way different from the Central Valley. But
yeah, so what did you go to college for exactly? Like when you were heading off to college, what did you imagine your life was going to look like?
I majored in applied mathematics, and then I got a job in the Bay Area with a tech company. And I knew that someday I wanted to get married and raise a family, but I didn't realize that I would get to get married to a dairyman and be raising my family on a dairy, So I guess I didn't really have expectations of where I would be.
You just knew that, going back to your family's dairy farm was not really in the books for you.
I thought likely not. Yes. And then, yeah, when I fell in love with Rob and then knew that.
How did you meet Rob?
So when I mentioned that the Central Valley is very family oriented and it's a big community, people are very connected. So even though our dairy farms were almost 2 hours away, like the northern side of the Central Valley and the southern side, it's still all the Central Valley. So he had some cousins that went to my high school. So I kind of always knew who he was. I even prank called him when I was in high school. Like he was, this cute boy that I knew of. And then we dated a tiny bit in high school, like went to a few school dances together, but we were so young and so far away that we did college separate. I went to San Diego and he went to Cal Poly, which is in San Luis Obispo, also in California. But I was visiting a girlfriend at Cal Poly, and we ended up running into each other, and then we got back together we dated long distance because I was in San Diego and then he was in SLO, as the city, and then I still got my job in the Bay Area, so we were still long distance. And then I think he was just so ready to be done with long distance, so we got engaged, and I knew I would move to the Central Valley for him. So
like, please marry me so that we can not be apart anymore. Like, please come here.
I know. It was very funny because we never had the reality of just cooking dinner and watching a show together casually until we were married, because up until that point, we were just long distance. But I'm very thankful that that transition was smooth and we could handle being in the same city, let alone, same house.
Yeah, we're engaged, but we've never actually lived within a couple hours of each other.
We've only been on vacation, like either visiting San Diego or San Francisco. Yeah.
And we all know that vacation is a little bit of a different reality than when you're tired, grumpy, have to get up and go to work or go do something. Yes.
Yeah.
I can see how that would be fun. So at that point, you guys got married. You came to Rob, and he was on the farm at that point in time.
Yeah. After he had graduated college, he went right back to the dairy farm and then started running those. And then I actually got to keep my job at Oracle, is the company, the technology company in the Bay Area. And I got to stay on as a remote worker. And then I would still make the drive once a week from the dairy. I think I wasn't quite ready to give up my work at Oracle. I really liked kind of having my separate work, and Rob would go to work and then I would go to work, and then we would still see each other for lunch and dinner, but it was like we had two separate lives and environments. So I really did enjoy that a lot. And for that decade, we lived like that. And then I didn't realize how much I would love getting to work with him, though, until we started Wonder Cow. And then it was like, oh, this is amazing to not have two separate things, but to actually get to overlap. So
it is funny. You don't truly know someone, I don't think, until you have to work with them. And I think that's something that farming families get. Other families don't necessarily get that. You really know you've got it good when you can actually work with your spouse without killing each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A daily thing. That's kind of how my husband and I are, except he worked for my parents before we started dating. So I could kind of work with each other. And that's how that went. So you kept your job, came back to the farm. What year was that you guys ended up, you actually came back to the farm?
So we got married in 2014. So that's when I moved back to the dairy. And then I was still going back and forth to Oracle. And then we had our first baby in 2017. But I still was going back and forth to Oracle. And that was kind of the story with second baby and third baby. But then in 2021, we had our third baby, and we could tell this was getting a little bit busy because I would have my Oracle work, but then I also was really wanting to get more involved with already this idea of Wonder Cow. At the time, it was becoming more than just an idea, but I still wanted to be very present as a mom. And so it became kind of a tricky balance. And we realized I can't do all three. So that's when I said goodbye to Oracle. And I thought it was going to be a harder goodbye than it was. And I so cherished my time there, but I think that chapter was closed. It was very clear this was time for me to focus on our family, and then allowed us to just jump in with Wonder Cow. So Wonder Cow was kind of born in 2021, but then, like I mentioned, went live and we are selling products starting spring of 2023.
Mm-hmm. So how did this Wonder Cow idea come about? If you want to kind of walk us through, that's not something that you just one day, maybe it is, but it's not something that the normal person is just going to be like, I think I'm going to take cow colostrum. And that's a new idea. There's always been that like, there's like the placenta things, there's the colostrum things, but like humans taking cow colostrum is kind of a newer idea.
Okay.
How did that, how did that come to even be an idea? And, how did you guys act upon it?
Yeah, well, this is one of my favorite questions because I'm so passionate about our story and our background. When we first became parents, our daughter as a baby had ear infections a lot, recurring ear. And as a first time mom, I would just like take her to the doctor, and then the doctor would prescribe antibiotics, and I just listened to what the doctor said, and she that would end up helping with the ear infection, but then it would happen again the next month and the next month. And it wasn't bad necessarily that I was listening to what the doctor was saying, but I hadn't realized how much of a toll that antibiotics can take on your gut. And then I didn't know that 80% of your immune system is in your gut lining. And so fast forward a year or two, and then our toddler, she wasn't getting ear infections anymore, but she would just get sick so easily. Like if you sneezed on, in New York, she would end up getting that cold, it was so tough. And then to have a toddler that was kind of fussy, kind of uncomfortable, just it was just hard. And we realized that she needed to have some healing from the inside out. And it was Rob who had said, because of his expertise with cows and how vital colostrum is in building a baby calf's immune system, he said, why don't we try healing her gut from the inside out, and let's start with colostrum. So we knew that we didn't want to go. I mean, at some point we would love to have a fluid colostrum, but we knew that was going to be hard to make safe at this point. So we started looking into powder colostrums, and there were a couple different companies that we looked into, and my husband would order them. And then we actually tested a few of them out, like to test out their potency and, be able to see how high like their IgGs, which is, are you familiar with immunoglobulins? So that's essentially what builds a baby calf's immune system. And that's what we knew we needed for our daughter's immune system. But as he was testing these other companies, he realized that they were not as potent as he was hoping. And these products were not as pure as what we would like for our family. So then he was like, we want a particular product and it's not out there. Let's create a company that is just pure bovine colostrum. And that's how Wonder Cow was born. And now the whole family's on it. And I can say that we are, in general, so much healthier than we had been before. Like our girls, they're not invincible, but we just got through like the whole Christmas holiday season. And I felt like most of my friends had already had kids like that were missing things because they were sick. And we've been very blessed to have healthy kids throughout this. And they'll still get a runny nose every once in a while, but it doesn't last as long as it used to. So we are very grateful for that.
Yeah. And that's something that I've definitely discovered while taking it, is that especially if which my kids, I just started homeschooling in August, but has been also wonderful on the germ front because germs everywhere. Kids, not the most hygienic when it comes to germs. But anyways, just having them come home with germs from school, and I would maybe see them start to get a little sniffle, and I'm doubling up on the colostrum. I'm like, no, I will not get this. And knock on wood, it helps me I'll maybe feel a little off for a day or two, and then I'm right back to normal, which is amazing because I don't ever stop and I can't afford to get sick. So I'm just like, nope, we're going to double up, keep going. And it's just something I love the taste of it. I love the brand. A few years ago, had started to work on, I wanted to kind of take my life back and make myself a healthier version. I started at a gym, started getting more exercise and doing things for me to be a better person for my family. And that was just something that I really wanted to take in stride, is find something, find a way to make sure that I was taking care of my body, trying to stay as healthy as I could, that kind of thing. So that was when colostrum was really coming out and becoming a thing. So then I, just like you did before you guys had your own, you kind of look at other stuff, read up on stuff and see what people think of different things, who's using what. And, Wonder Cow kept popping up and kept popping up. So I did some more research. And, when I looked at your website and, saw you and your beautiful family, I was like, wow, like there's a face behind it. And it just seems like a much more close-knit family type brand than just a big corporate with no faces behind it kind of brand, if that makes sense. And that's essentially, and being made in the USA, of course, is another thing that just drew me to Wonder Cow as a brand. And I definitely have not looked back and definitely am not planning on switching brands ever. So I have been really happy with all of the products that I've gotten from you guys. And that's where I'm at in my journey.
Well, thank you for sharing. I'm so glad to know that. In general, when we decided to launch a company, we knew our family would reap the benefits of, having such a healthy product. We were healthier, but it has been such a joy to be able to share the benefits with the rest of the nation, and to hear that your family is healthier and you're a better version of yourself for your family. We are so happy to hear that. So thank you very much for the support.
Of course. I just figured I'd share a little bit about, my experience with it. So what's next for Wonder Cow? So I guess let's kind of go through the Wonder Cow timeline quick. You started out with just a normal colostrum powder product.
Yeah, it's so fun. And it's such a world different than, like as dairy families, we rely a lot on, I guess we just don't have any control when you're producing a commodity, right? Like we can't define what we're going to pay for the feed to feed our cows. And we can't really define what we're going to make as far as milk prices go and all of that. So it is a world different when all of a sudden now we are in the seat where we get to decide, oh, this is the product that we want to bring to market. And now let's try this flavor or let's try this style. And so that has been very fun as a team to get to be creative and essentially get to come up with other things that I would like to see in my kitchen, right? And what we think our market, our community would like to see. So the pure colostrum is still one of my favorite because it's so easy for me to just add in my girls' smoothies in the morning. We even sprinkle it on cereal, it's so versatile. It could be used in anything. But personally, I love the next flavor that came out was the elderberry flavor. And for me, an afternoon pickup, instead of resorting to something sweet, not healthy, I just will add a couple of scoops of elderberry powder to my water. And then that can be the perfect little afternoon pickup. So that was as far as timeline goes, that was all the very beginning of 2024. And then we kind of launched quite a few in 2024. We also did the to-go packs because we learned from our customers we're traveling and we don't want to bring the whole jar, or I'm just going to soccer practice and I just want to throw this in the water bottle, So that has been very fun. And I always keep the travel packs in my car and in my suitcase. So wherever I go, it's just nice and convenient.
Yes, the travel packs are a lifesaver. And I feel you on the elderberry because I use plain colostrum. If I am mixing it, if I'm going to the gym and I'm using pre-workout, I flavor the water with the pre-workout and add my colostrum in there.
Okay.
Then if I am not going to the gym, so I'm not obviously taking any type of pre-workout or anything, it's elderberry and water and away we go.
Yes. Oh, I'm so glad to know that. Yeah. So yeah, those were our first two. And then we launched, have you tried Wonder Cream? We don't want to call it just a coffee creamer because you can add it to anything and it's still powder form. You can still add it to a smoothie, or I don't know. Some people just put it plain in milk because it just tastes good, but it's more than just colostrum. It also has lion's mane. Are you familiar with the superfood mushroom?
You can chat about it if you want. I'm somewhat familiar, but I'll let you say what it is.
Yeah. So it's a mushroom, lion's mane, and it really boosts your mental clarity. And so your ability to focus and all of that. And so Wonder Cream has been a very fun product because it not only has the benefits of colostrum that we all know and love, but then it's combined with this mental clarity that for me is very noticeable when I take Wonder Cream, how much clearer I can think, how much more easily I can make decisions and all of that. And then there's also coconut MCTs, which are really good for our metabolism. And so it's kind of this superfood best self mentally clear product, and people have been loving it in their coffee in the morning. We actually have a few just great stories that one of our pastors was like, well, now I'm so reliant on Wonder Cream, I can't even write a sermon without it. Like I get in go mode with Wonder Cream. So that's been fun to hear how much of an impact it can make on other people. So
I'll have to add that to my list of things to try.
yeah, that's a very fun one. I have found for me personally, especially if it's just like a day at home, I can only take half a scoop because otherwise I almost get jittery. Like I got to put all this laundry away and I'm going to empty the dishwasher as fast as I can. Just like housekeeping stuff becomes more like an achievement. So yeah, that's kind of
So why is the house all rearranged? Well, I had too much Wonder Cream and I just went crazy.
no, but you're welcome. All your socks are back in your drawer. Another one that I love is Wonder Glow, and this was our first capsule form. So it's not powder, it's in a capsule. And that one is a combination of colostrum, collagen, hyaluronic acid, and biotin. So this is all I don't want to say stuff. These are all ingredients, that are really geared towards maintaining your natural youthful glow. So hyaluronic acid helps your body and especially your skin cells maintain moisture. So instead of drying out, which is essentially what leads to wrinkles, you're maintaining that moisture, which will keep your glow. Biotin makes your hair and nails so much stronger. And then collagen and colostrum people are more familiar with. So that
Underglow for, I think, just shy of a month now. So that's one of my newer products that I've added. I take that one at night. I drink my colostrum in the morning and take my Wonderglow at night.
Okay. Yeah. It's funny, again, sitting in this seat, when we launched Wonderglow at the time, I was like, oh, I wonder if I will even take that. Right now, the powder is so convenient. I wonder how I'll feel about the capsules, but I've found that taking the capsules in the morning is even easier for me. And I'm still making the smoothies for my girls, but for me personally, I love having the capsules. And we heard that from other customers too, people reaching out saying, can we have just pure colostrum capsules? So that's another product for those of you who, instead of having the powder, when you just want the capsules. So
awesome.
Yes, I can talk about one more if you want. And then I didn't mean to just go on a monologue, but I guess
no, you're good. Go for it.
Chatting about them. So are you familiar with the benefits of beef liver?
I am learning, and I actually just got the beef liver capsules in the mail.
Yay.
So I've started taking them. So
yeah. Because that one, I personally wasn't really aware of all the benefits of beef liver. I knew that it was, I think it's labeled the most nutrient dense food. I don't know if that is too strong of a term, but the most nutrient dense food on the market.
It's got a lot of different things in it. I was doing some research and I don't know if I can pull it up really quick. But yeah, so the capsules, I was really surprised when I got the capsules, and they're almost like a minty scent, because I'm like, hopefully I can get over like the smell of them, even just to swallow them. I'm like, I don't know. And I opened it up and I was like, oh, it's minty. Like I can do this. So I was really excited and kind of relieved if that works, that they have like a little bit of a minty scent and a little bit of a minty flavor.
Yeah.
There is all sorts of different choline, copper, iron, skin health, vitamin A, B12, eye health, immune function, brain power, skin health, athletic performance, cognitive function, detox, fetal growth, great for skin and hair, high in protein, nutrient powerhouse. See, that's a term I have.
Yes, it really is a nutrient powerhouse. One thing, because I hadn't realized how beef liver can help regulate hormones, but I guess vitamin A is kind of what supports our thyroid and that whole system. And so maintaining a healthy thyroid system is going to help your hormone balances and all of that. So that's what we're seeing a lot of people are taking it for also.
100%. I love it. I'm very excited about, seeing the benefits when I've taken it for more than a couple days, obviously.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I'm excited about it. Good. And you have a couple other flavors of colostrum. Are they still out? I never tried them.
Yeah, we still have matcha, and So personally, I don't really drink that much coffee. I probably drive Rob, my husband, nuts because I never make a coffee at home, but we always sit to do our morning Bible reading together. And then I don't want to make my own coffee, but I just want to taste it. So I just take 1 or 2 sips of his. And it's like, I'm probably only getting the foam on the top anyways. So, but it's funny because in general, I don't really need the caffeine, but so I'm not that much of a coffee drinker, but mid-morning is when I like to make a matcha latte. And so I still use our matcha is a flavor of colostrum. So it's not like the pure matcha. So I still use my own separate matcha powder. And then I add the Wonder Cow matcha flavor because then I'm getting the benefits of the colostrum, but plus instead of sweetening matcha with honey, then I can just sweeten it with the Wonder Cow matcha, which has like a little bit of monk fruit in it. So that is another flavor. And then the other one we didn't chat about was now there's bioactive collagen. So a lot of people take collagen already for the benefits, especially with like joints and that sort of thing. But the bioactive collagen peptides that Wonder Cow sells is colostrum and collagen. And what I hadn't known until like our research with this is colostrum actually helps your body naturally produce collagen. So it's amazing that we can put something in our body that's the building block towards collagen, which we know we want more of that, but then also combining that with collagen peptides. So you're getting more directly also. So I think this covers all the flavors. Oh, besides chocolate, of course, the chocolate colostrum has been very fun for our girls. It's tricky because we drink a lot of milk. I try to save chocolate milk as our like special, I don't know, family Friday treat. But now that it's Wonder Cow, they know how good it is for them. So my daughters will often ask like, oh, can we have chocolate colostrum? And it's hard to say no when it's a superfood. So we drink a lot more chocolate milk than we used to, but at least it's a superfood version. Yeah.
As long as it's milk and colostrum of some sort, go on.
Yes, that's how I feel. Yeah.
Perfect. So, what do you guys see as your future for Wonder Cow? Is there anything exciting coming down the pipeline you can share with us? What do you guys, when you sit back and look in the future, what do you see?
That is a good question in general. And I would say my husband probably would have a better idea because when I had said I'm the wind beneath his wings, that's kind of what I meant because we knew launching this business that I would get to be part of it, but also the best thing I can do for him is to maintain our home and like the peace of our home. And we have 2 girls that are in school, but it's a homeschool co-op and you're familiar with that. So they still are with me for more time. They're not in school all the time. And we have 2 little kids that are just at home full time. So I really kind of just am with my kids most of the time, which we both love. And then I have the luxury of getting a babysitter once a week where I kind of schedule all my Wonder Cow meetings or in this case, podcasts. So as far as like visionary things, Rob would have a better answer. Right now, we're just so happy being able to develop new products that our customers are either asking for or interested in. And that has been so fun for us. Where I'm very curious to see how beef liver will go because now it's expanding outside of just colostrum. Up until this point, all of our products have included colostrum. And so now going the beef liver route, I'm very curious how it will go. But I think as people learn about us as like dairy farmers, they recognize and can trust us and our story. And like you said, a face behind the company. That's one of our big values, right? Is that we like to be honest and clean and pure. And so they can trust our beef liver also. That's awesome. A long-winded answer to tell you. We are excited to see what's next and excited to, be bringing more benefits to our clientele.
Awesome. I love it. And it's wonderful that you get the opportunity to be home, being a bigger part of your kids' lives and getting to kind of maintain the home front and do that kind of route as well, because it's not something that everyone gets the chance in life to do. So that's really great for your kids and to get them to see, and your children will probably remember this business and what it started out as. And it's something that they can be excited about and be almost a part of, which is wonderful to get to see them grow with the brand as it is. So that's really neat in the fact that it's something that is for everyone. It's not just like, oh, mommy and daddy do something, I don't really know what it is. It's neat that it's like almost like a family affair where they can be a part of it and have the products and reap the benefits as well.
Oh, yeah, sure. And you probably know that also with farming, how it can be like hands-on with your kids, and you can, even if they're too little to be doing much work, to show them the baby calves, and this is how a baby calf drinks the bottle, and being able to see that versus just, oh yeah, there goes daddy, he's driving away to work. So we are so thankful for to have that opportunity. But you're right, with Wonder Cow, it is technically, it's an office job now, being in this side of business, but they are involved because when we talk about like, oh, we just launched chocolate colostrum, then they're really excited about it. And oh, let's try what, I don't know, we tried a new recipe of these like cookie dough balls with some of the chocolate colostrum, and like how fun that they get to be part of it. And they know that this is a product that's really good for you. And yeah, it's been very fun.
Awesome. They're lucky kids.
They are.
It's going to make cookie dough balls and chocolate colostrum. Like, wait a second. The recipe on that. I'm going to have to work on that.
The recipe's somewhere on our blog.
I will have to go hunting for it.
Yeah, because they did turn out really good. I was also going to say how funny for them that kids are just, they have childlike faith, right? So they know mommy and daddy give me colostrum, and great, this is what it tastes good and I'm healthy, whatever. But we've had it a couple of times where one of their friends was sick at school, and my daughter came home and she was like, we should give them colostrum. And it's just this beautiful childlike faith. And I agree, we should give them colostrum.
That's awesome. I love it. So at this point, I love to just ask a few quick rapid fire questions just to get to know you a little bit more. So what's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Oh, such a tough one, because
all is delicious. Yes.
All ice cream is delicious. And I really liked a Moose Tracks flavor. However, the love of my life is allergic to peanuts. And so when we got married, I knew one of the biggest sacrifices of marrying him was I could no longer have peanuts. Thank goodness that almond butter has become as popular as it is, because even though there's not, I don't know if there's ice cream with almond butter yet, at least I can still have my apples with almond butter, and I can make puppy chow with almond butter instead of peanut butter. So not all is lost, but.
Well, you took one for the team on that one.
I did. I know. But my black and white answer is mint chocolate chip ice cream from Trader Joe's is my favorite.
Ooh, there you go. And I'm assuming that at this point, then there will be no peanut butter colostrum coming down the pipe.
No, that's funny. We actually haven't been asked that, but not coming down the pipe.
I just thought of it when you said he couldn't have peanuts, and I was like, oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, it is. Yep.
Are you a cat person or a dog person?
I love dogs and how happy they are. And I've had a dog my whole life. And then recently our family made a move. And when we did, our backyard has turf. And so we were able to find a wonderful new home for our dog. And we haven't gotten another one since then. And it's my first time in my life not having one. And we have cats, and we love our cats, and they are outdoor. And they hunt, and they bring us birds and mice that they want to show off about. And our kids love them. So I am a cat and a dog person. How about that?
That works. And I also love I like to end my rapid fire questions with this. What is your bucket list place to travel? Like, if you all of a sudden could have, no cost, like cost doesn't mean anything, where would you go?
Rob and I got to take a trip to Costa Rica after we had been married for 5 years, and it was phenomenal. And we've always said we'd love to go back, not only just for him and me, but also with our kids. Like, it's the perfect combination of adventure and beach, but you still can relax. And we were in these funky hot springs. Like, it really was a phenomenal trip. So that's the first one that comes to mind. But I'd also love to check out Belize. We went to Fiji for our honeymoon, and I would love to go back there. I guess I would like to go to a lot of places. I also would like to take our kids to Europe and be able to experience that with them.
I love it. And I also like to ask a more of a deep thought question that was left from another guest. And the one that I have picked for you is, what does success look like to you?
That is a deep thought question. As a Christian, I feel like success is different than maybe what like the world sees as success. So it's maybe harder for me to measure that because ultimately I feel like so fulfilled knowing Jesus is my savior and my eternity is in heaven with him. And how can I share him to and impact this world around me? And whether that's my kids, my family, our friends, community, it has now, our whole platform has expanded with having a company that, now ships around the nation. So I would say, I don't even know how to put that into words using the word success, but
You can put it into words however you want to.
but a life that mirrors Jesus as much as possible. A life filled with gratitude, filled with love, and sharing that with the people around me.
Awesome. See, you did a great job putting it into words.
Thank you.
And I love to leave our audience with one quote that drives you to be the best person that you can be, that motivates you. What is your quote?
So this quote is from, there's a book called Yes to Life written by Kierkegaard. And the quote is, "The door to happiness always opens outward." And not that happiness is our end goal, but I feel like most people would say they want to be happy. And ultimately, when you think of, and you can get the visual of a door opening outwards, now your focus is on others instead of myself. Because when I think of just myself, that's not going to make me happy. But when I'm considering others and putting others first and bringing joy to others, that's ultimately going to be what gives me the greatest happiness. So
I like it. And see what I said before we started. The quote says a lot about a person, and it definitely mirrors kind of how you even chatted throughout this podcast. Like, it's just neat the way that a lot about a person comes out in their quote. And that's why I love to ask it. So, Erica, I know you need to get going. What, if people want to follow along with Wonder Cow, where can they find you?
Yes, our website is wondercow.com, and there's even a blog there, which is kind of new and they want to get to know us. Our Instagram handle is @wondercow, and our Facebook is @wondercow, and that's about it.
Awesome. And if you are on wondercow.com and want to give it a try, use code DairyGalVal and save yourself some money on some more really awesome, high quality colostrum products and beef liver now. Awesome. Erica, thank you so much for joining me today. I had a blast talking to you, and it's made me love the company even more and what it stands for, which is fantastic. So I want to thank you for taking the time to chat with me. And I want to thank you for, being the wind beneath Rob's wings to make such an amazing product, and keep inspiring him and keep the good products coming. How's that?
Well, thank you. Thank you, Val. I so enjoyed this conversation and am honored that you would have us on the podcast. So thank you very much.
Awesome. And we will talk to you all next week. Make sure you go get yourself some colostrum. It comes really quick and it is fantastic. So have a good week, everyone. Take care. Hey, Dairy Hour listeners. If you're enjoying this show, leaving a review is the best way to help us grow and reach more people. Plus, I've got a little thank you for you. Snap a screenshot of your review, message it to me @DairyGalVal, and I will be sure to send some fun Dairy Hour stickers your way. Thanks for supporting the podcast, and I cannot wait to mail you some swag.